It's the accent that just won't quit. Never mind that she grew up as plain old Hillary Hayward Thomas in an upscale neighborhood of Boston. It was a case of fellas Navidad at Casa Baldwin. Video obtained exclusively by magazine shows self-styled Spaniard Hilaria Baldwin treating her holiday guests to traditional Spanish tortilla dished up with a hefty side order of accented Spanglish. Dressed in a plaid onesie, Hilaria 40 is seen standing in the kitchen boasting about the authenticity of the recipe in her faux Spanish tones. Speaking in a heavily accented baby voice, she says, "I learned this from when I was a kid. Don't look it up online because you'll learn something different." The secret to her tortilla is, she says, potatoes not cut too tiny. Turning to her friend who is cooking alongside her, she then appears to forget the English word onions as referring to actor husband Alec. She reveals, "My husband hates cebollas." Given that she appears to have entirely forgotten she isn't actually Spanish, the occasional word slip is perhaps unsurprising. Her friend comes to the rescue, helpfully reminding her onions. English is such a tricky language. It's not the first time Hilaria has stumbled over her native tongue. In 2015, she appeared in a now infamous 6-minute segment on The Today Show in which she made authentic gazpacho, listing the ingredients and at one point appearing to forget the English word cucumber. "We have very few ingredients," she told Telemundo TV host Evie Ciscos, with whom she appeared that day. "We have tomatoes, we have, how do you say in English? Cucumber." Now she's at it again as she lisps her way through a recipe drawn from her Spanish childhood. "I grind cebollas and ajo garlic together," she rambles on in her babyish Iberian jumble. Mealtimes, it seems just like everything in Casa Baldwin, are Spanish flavored. It's how the couple described their June 2012 New York wedding, in which they exchanged vows and rings engraved with the words "Somos un buen equipo," which means we're a great team in Spanish. The following year, Baldwin confidently informed talk show host David Letterman that his wife was Spanish. He was seemingly oblivious to the fact that Hilaria was born and bred in Massachusetts and merely vacationed on the resort island of Majorca, some 130 miles from the Spanish mainland, and where her retired parents now live as expats. A 2014 Elle article referred to her as half Spanish, and elsewhere she has been written of as bicultural, which is true if she's counting both her real and her appropriated culture. 4 years ago, news exposed the truth of the yoga teacher's Boston background, as despite her agency's website listing her birthplace as Majorca, she spent most of her childhood in a $4 million 100-year-old house in Boston's Beacon Hill area. Neighbors there remembered her as a very entitled young lady.